With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, trackside, once again, here tonight for the Wheels 4 Warriors Pro Cup Series Chase Race number 2 on schedule right here from the Glen. That's right, Watkins Glen going to put on a fine road course show here tonight. All of these Cyber Thunder drivers going to get out there and try to see who has got the best left foot here tonight. Braking zones very prevalent here, especially down into turn number 1. That's going to be a hot spot. The bus stop as well as that carousel known to catch a few drivers out. Look out for turn number 9 as well. That last left-hander before you head down the short chute and into the final turn 10 turn and back down the front stretch. How you doing? How you feeling out there in TV land, race fans? Glad you could all join us here tonight. As always, Dave in the Cave bringing you all the calls from trackside qualifying already underway. Once we get a few of those drivers' times in, we will show that graphic up to the left-hand side of your screen. But for now, I tell you what, I think Bob Rogerson is out there on track. Jeff Sharp, Chris Dean, Tyler Beeman, Mike Grandy Sr., as well as Brian Dorsey, Eric Anderson, Jerry Isaacs, Chris Wold, Mark Schrader, also out there on track. There you can see that 78 making his way off of the final corner. He should come around, begin his first time lap. 10-minute qualifying session here tonight, so drivers have enough time to put in their time lap. There you can see nobody on the speed charts just yet. We'll bring you that information back once we get a few of those drivers locked in to those positions and on the speed charts actually. So for now, it is what it is. We'll continue to wait for some of these drivers to put down a time lap, and we'll go ahead and begin to set this field for tonight's The Glen 1. Well, it's not a 160, it's just a 60. Struggling a little bit over here, huh? Drivers cannot struggle out there tonight. It is a cutoff race in this championship run. 12 drivers vying for 8 spots. Last week we watched Coleridge Fenimore take the win at Chicagoland in chase race number 1. He more than likely will go ahead and slot himself into that round of 8. So we'll see who else secures their spot tonight. Very close battle in the points. We'll go ahead and throw that information up for you real quick. Talk about that 1 second. Coleridge Fenimore, there you can see him leading without any trouble, has 5 points above Mike Grandy Sr. right there. Tom Richter, a very close third, just 7 points off of Fenimore. But it gets interesting back here around Jeff Sharp, Eric Moore, Chris Daniel. All of those drivers very close with each other. You can see those points over there on the right-hand side of your screen. And only a 3-point difference between those drivers sitting on the outside of the 8 looking in. And they've only got to gain maybe 9 or 10 points, and they'll have themselves a slot in the next round. So going to be very crucial to see what drivers do out there tonight as Fenimore looks to breeze into the round of 8. Looks like we've got a handful of drivers on the speed charts. We'll get to that. Tyler Beeman goes fastest on the track here from Watkins Glen. 1 minute 14:15. Quick time for Beeman. Absolutely doing it from Crank. Crank doing it for us. Big time shout out to Crank. Jade, if you're out there watching, we appreciate you joining us here tonight, man. We're glad you are on your way back. Normally, I would not say something like this on the air. We all know that, but great job, man. Kicking COVID's ass and then overcoming the other complications that came with that, man. We're happy to hear that you were back on the road to recovery. And hopefully we'll see you soon on the track, or at least up in the booth. Maybe we can get some interviews with you, give you a little talk towards the end of this season. We'll see how you feel. Continue to get better, brother. And, yeah, we'll see you when we see you. Good to already see texts and chats out there in the Discord channel from you. So we're glad to have you back. Glad you're right where you should be. And that's back home with your wife and your loving family. So, again, glad you are on your way to a speedy recovery. Minute number 6 mark here in this 10-minute qualifying session. Nobody has anything for Tyler Beeman right now. He stays quick time on the track, 1 minute 14:15. That is about right at about 0.4 of a second faster than Brian Dorsey in the 9 blue ovals at the front of this field. Bruce Perry gonna put his Ford Mustang top of the speed charts. New fast time here tonight from the Glen, 1:14:08. Still a handful of drivers out there left to go. David Rogerson, Dave Sanders, Coleridge, Finmore, Tom Richter out there beginning his time lap now. I tell you what, why don't we go out there with a few of these drivers as we find ourselves in a little bit of a lull right now. Looks like Coleridge, Finmore out there on the track as well. So let's take a look right around the track with your points leader, Coleridge, Finmore. And it looks like some issues after taking that pole. He's going to go ahead and shut it down. Finmore goes top of the speed charts. Tom Richter out there on his time lapse still. Let's take a look at this 34 machine. Finmore goes top of the board, 1:13:54. That is a blazing fast lap, a 1:13:54 out of that one of Finmore. I think Richter's going to be hard-pressed to beat that time. Nice entry there into the bus stop. Gets it woed up and through the corner, back through the carousel. The 34 is on a flyer. Back off of the corner, down into turn number 8. Turn number 9, I apologize. Carousel listed as turn number 8. There you go, turn number 9, the last left-hand corner here from Watkins Glen International Speedway. Back to the right-hander into the stripe. Where will Richter shake out with just about a minute and a half remaining here tonight? Looks like that will be our final car on track. Richter goes second on the speed charts, 1:13:82. And that is going to do it in complete qualifying. So Coleridge, Finmore taking the top spot. He'll start this field at the front in tonight's The Glen 60 for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. With that being said, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break. Head trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back.
iRacing, you wanted the best, you got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the World of Outlaws.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rackets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
trackside as the grid rolls off behind that iRacing safety car here on the road course. No pace truck or pace car. It's a safety car this week. And that will bring us to the order tonight. You can hear those familiar bells back ringing in the background. It's time to run down tonight's official starting lineup in the Wheels 4 Warriors Pro Cup Series Chase Race number 2, walking away with the top spot inside row number 1. Pole position, your points leader, Coleridge Finmore. Lined up just to his outside the fast 34 of Tom Richter. Bruce Perry in the 39, inside of Tyler Beaton in the 91, back in row number 2. Row number 3 here tonight, Brian Dorsey, followed by Chris Wold. The 12 of Mike Grandy Sr. will start in the 7th position. Chris Dean gonna line up just to his outside in 8th, 9th place, Jeff Sharp. Rounding out your top 10, the 43 of Eric Anderson. Row number 6 here tonight for the Glen 60 in the Wheels 4 Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, the 51 of Jerry Isaacs and the 21 of Mark Schrader. Row number 7, Bradley Beeman, followed by the 5 of Eric Moore. Patrick Stein and Cole Gray back in row number 8. 17th starting spot here tonight, the 28 of Bill Jet, followed by the 4 of Paul Turner. Dave Rogerson in the 37 machine gonna slot in that 19th starting spot. 20th will go to the 78 of Bob Rogerson. Dave Sanders closes out the field, and it looks like we may have seen Eric Anderson left on pit road. Field ready to go, racing pace car down and away, waiting for the flag to drop. Al's waving it, green flag flies here from the Glen. Down the front stretch into turn number 1, Finmore giving up a little bit of ground to Richter on that outside lane right now. Richter holding strong. He's going to take that top spot away by the time they exit 1, make his way up through the S's new race leader by the time we hit turn 1. So that's already going to give us our second leader with 1 lead change so far here tonight. What a race already underway. Coleridge Finmore all over the tail end of Tom Richter. We continue to stay stacked up nose to tail. At the front of this field there, you can see a 4-car breakaway. Chris Wold, he gained 2 positions on the start. Bruce Perry has some issues. David Rogerson with some trouble. Rogerson goes around. We'll take a look back real quick, see what happened to Rogerson in just a brief moment. Going to continue to watch this battle for the race lead. Coleridge Finmore down into turn number 9, right all on the tail end of that 34 of Tom Richter. He's got that hamburger helper, Pillsbury Cheerios machine. Looking sweet tonight. 34 going to cross the line, lead this first lap. Officially in the books now for Richter. Going to take a look back on the replay here. Let's see what happened to David Rogerson. There you can see Rogerson in that 37. He's on the brakes hard, and oh my gosh, that is some hard impact. I do believe he got the car back fired up, but that is going to definitely be down the cylinder or two. Dave Sanders now with an issue as we've got Finmore looking to the inside of Richter going into the bus stop. Richter gonna close the door. Through the grass, missing the exit. Richter gives up 2 spots. Finmore, Beeman now take those top 2 spots away. Here comes that Game Fuel 32, piloted by Chris Wold. He'll make his way out of the carousel, try to track down Richter, who lost it out of that bus stop chicane. As we all watch the race here tonight, do want to keep in mind that timing and scoring chart over there to the left-hand side of your screen. You'll notice something a little different here tonight. Counting down from 60 minutes That's because tonight is a timed event, 60-minute timed event. Lap count really doesn't matter. It's just how many they can get in those 60 minutes. And keep in mind also that road course rules apply. Local yellows only. So no full course cautions unless it is an admin thrown caution, and we don't tend to see that. So we should stay clean and green all the way through the end of this, or at least stay green. A few drivers already not being able to keep it clean. David Rogerson and Dave Sanders, both of those drivers have had some issues already. Tom Richter through the grass, a little bit of landscaping duties, no charge. Finn Moore slowly starting to step away already over Tyler Beeman. Tom Richter getting left behind. He's over a second behind Beeman now as they make their way back down that short stretch and into turn number 9. Going to jump around at different little camera angles. There you can see on board now with the 32 of Christopher Wold. That's looking back underneath the bumper at the field behind him. Wold now down that long front stretch and end to turn number 1. One of the tougher right-handers, in my opinion, on the NASCAR circuit as far as road courses are concerned. You're downhill braking, slightly cambered into the right instead of our typical left camber, and it's just a little unsettling right there. The corner is a lot slower than you perceive it is. You got to back that thing up just a little bit further than what you might think. A lot of drivers are going to get caught out later in the race when these brakes continue to wear. But right now, managing this race well, Coolidge Fenmore leads all the drivers now by just about 1 second. Tyler Beeman still sitting in second. Tom Richter right there in third, but he's got Chris Wold, Bruce Perry, and Brian Dorsey right behind him. Great camera shots from all over this track, all over this. I mean, it's a huge track. We've got some great camera shots out there for you tonight. Got some drone cameras up in the air as well, bringing you some of the great action, sights, and sounds. All total package here tonight from Watkins Glen International right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Chris Wold leads Bruce Perry, Brian Dorsey in that 9. Right behind him, they have about 2 seconds back to Christopher Dean. Mike Grandy Sr. back there, as well as Jeff Sharp and Jerry Isaacs rounds out your top 10. Look back from the 21 Toyota Camry of Mark Schrader here, looking at Patrick Stein's Ford Mustang making their way up through the uphill chicane. That Dogecoin 21 looking to turn things around, not just in the market, but on the track right here in upstate New York. Good old Watkins Glen. And I'll tell you what, this is one of the most sought-after events as of late in NASCAR, in the real world, before the pandemic struck and things of that nature. It had the most consecutive sellouts out of any other track on the NASCAR circuit. So Watkins Glen is definitely the place to be. Always wanted to go there. It is a beautiful track. A lot of great racing, and you get to see some of the non-NASCAR regulars show up and kind of try to show out all weekend long. Gonna have to make our way up there. We're gonna have to make a turn 3 cruise. That's not a cruise though, is it? We'll figure that part out. '89, '78, '71, all together on the track. Patrick Stein, Bob Rogerson, and Mark Schrader, 13th, 14th, 15th on the track. They make their way back through the uphill chicane. Paul Turner back behind them. Turner about 2 seconds off of the pace from Schrader. David Rogerson still back there. Cole Gray struggling a little bit here. That 3 machine has dropped 2 spots. Now he's back running in the 18th position in hard trouble, hard luck for Eric Moore, the 5, sitting in the pits. fixing his machine already very early here tonight, just about 8 minutes into tonight's 60-minute timed event. That's why it's the Glen 60 right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Glad you could all be here and join us tonight on the Turn 3 Racing Network. The Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, bringing you some great road course racing action, and Wheels for Warriors doing some big things, bringing you some good things as well. Centrally located in Lincoln, Nebraska, they're able to get around this country very quickly, very easily. Wheels for Warriors taking and mentoring, sponsoring an at-risk veteran across the United States, giving them just someone to talk to, someone to lean on, hang around with, things of that nature, and just be there around, have that sense of brotherhood that so many of our veterans, when they come home and they re-enter the civilian world, just seem to be lacking and just looking for. And that's exactly what part of the Wheels for Warriors USA program is all about, helping those at-risk veterans get back on track. And while doing so, they give them riding lessons, motorcycle lessons, help them learn the ins and outs, go on rides with them, things of that nature. And you typically at the end, they receive their very own motorcycle. So Wheels for Warriors USA, helping vets 2 wheels at a time. And with them being centrally located, ladies and gentlemen, they can get to any donation that you got for them. You don't have to have a whole bike. Heck, you can just have a gas tank, maybe even a helmet. They'll help you get it to them without any trouble. You can scroll down in the description, click on the link right there. It's www.w4wusa.org. That's Wheels for Warriors USA. Back with the racing action on track, 10 minutes into tonight's 60-minute session. Mark Schrader in the 21 machine has had some trouble. He'll go around, and I believe looks like he may be heading to pit road. Taking a look back from Tyler Beeman, now we'll go high above the track with one of the Turn 3 drone cams here tonight. Back behind the stand, you can see Fenimore go by. There's Tom Richter also going by on the front stretch. Get a little bit closer to this action. What do you say? 1, 2, 3, all on the track. Fenimore has the field by 2.3 seconds. Richter just about a half a second off of Beeman, and they've got themselves quite a bit of a gap back to Christopher Wold. Wold sitting another 3 seconds back from them, and yet another issue for Schrader, and he is going to get it to pit road now. Schrader onto pit lane. Eric Moore is able to get his machine fixed up back out on the track, so he'll continue around the Glen here tonight. 10 tough turns left and right for these Cyber Thunder Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series drivers. E.T., how you doing out there in chat? Glad you could join us here tonight. Thanks for stopping by. We do appreciate it. How about this great road course racing action right here? First and second all over each other still. After 12 minutes of hardcore racing, they have not let each other go at all. Glad you could all join us once again. Elijah Travis out there checking in. Elijah from one of the, from another spot is how we'll put it. We do appreciate you checking in, having some fun here, watching some of these other great leagues and series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And as always, if you haven't raced, go ahead and throw these drivers a thumbs up. Click subscribe and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network, whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters. We do appreciate each and every one of you. And Paul Turner has had some trouble. What happened to Turner? Let's go back, check the replay real quick. Let's see what happened to this 4. Looks like into the carousel. I do believe that is, and just a long, lazy spin. Doesn't really hit anything, I don't think. Almost noses it into that Armco barrier on the inside of the track, but he's going to keep that 4 machine fairly clean after a long, lazy spin in turn number 8. Back at the front of the field, Richter still trying to work over Tyler Beeman. These two are continuing to lose a little bit of ground to the driver up in front of them. There you can see him just off in the distance. Coleridge Fenmore continues to lead this race. And I tell you what, race fans, we're not bad. Why don't we check something out here? Why don't we go ahead and see if we can't get you some more information? Why don't we check on how many laps these drivers have been able to put in? You know, why not? Curiosity never hurt, right? Lap 11 now underway for Coleridge Fenmore, Tyler Beeman, Tom Richter still right there within 2.5 seconds. And well, I mean, that sounds like a lot to oval racers. 2.5 seconds is nothing. There you can see Tyler Beeman. He's going to lose a little bit of ground after running the course wide there through the bus stop chicane. The 91 going to suffer just a little bit, lose more ground to Fenmore than what he gave up to Richter. Richter starting to fade just a little bit. Now just 0.7 of a second back. He was within 2 or 3 tenths moments ago. And again, for some of you who are just joining us for the first time here tonight for the Cyber Thunder Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, you'll notice different driver numbers up there. You've got that turn 3 orange emblazoned on 12 of the drivers in the field. Those are your 12 chase contenders. And tonight, a cutoff race. We're only going to take the top 8 in the points into the round of 8. So they have got to be on it. They have got to get all they can get. And one of the drivers doing exactly that, getting what he needs, a fine run. This man right here going just out of your screen through the bus stop chicane, now coming right into your living room. That's the 32 game fuel of Chris Wold. Wold sitting just 4 points behind Cole Gray coming into tonight's race. Gray, the last driver, sitting inside of that top 8. And with us checking the scoring charts right now, Cole Gray sitting back in 16th, and with Wold running in a 4th, that would give him enough points to leapfrog him and get himself into the chase. But more importantly, we've got Eric Moore. Moore sitting back in the 19th position. Moore just about 2 points better off in the point standings coming into tonight's race than Cole Gray, and he is down 3 positions from him. So Gray would leapfrog him, and then with that, Wold would leapfrog Moore. So this championship battle is starting to really heat up, really take shape. And at the front of this field, taking shape and securing themselves a spot in the round of 8, Coleridge Fenmore, Tom Richter, Chris Wold, Brian Dorsey, Fleming Strong. Dorsey also one of the drivers on the outside looking in, just 1 point behind Wold, so that puts him 5 points behind Cole Gray. And with Gray running in 16th, that might be enough, running in the 6th spot, to give him that nod into the round of 8. We'll continue to watch it all unfold, continue to try to run down the scenarios for you as we continue on lap number 14 here tonight in this 60-minute timed event. Only the road courses here in the Cyber Thunder Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series are timed events. Ovals are lap counted. And now you can see Chris Wold. He is in danger, under fire. Here comes the 39 of Bruce Perry. He's all over him. He's going to look to the inside as they head towards that. Oh, big moment for Wold. No! Did he come back across the track and into another driver? Looks like there was some contact. We'll take a look at this. Coming down the back stretch, as we like to call it, and into the bus stop. Wold locks it up, tries to keep it out of Brian Dorsey. He does. Comes right across the track. Luckily enough, Dorsey was able to get by. Mike Randy Sr. also going to make his way by. So the tough break for Wold. He's going to have to get on it for the rest of this race. Going to jump around the track just a little bit. There's that 89 of Patrick Stein just off in front of him. Bill Jett, Bradley Beeman running on the track. Jerry Isaacs also just off in front of them. Chris Wold comes to pit road for the first time here tonight. We'll keep our eye on Wold as he makes his way to the pit box to see if this was a scheduled stop or see if it is an extended stay in the pit box. Looks like Dave Sanders has another moment here tonight. Sanders back to pit road as well. Bob Rogerson coming down pit lane this time by. Almost 20 minutes into tonight's race, and Coleridge Fenmore has led the majority of tonight. Tom Richter snatched that race lead for just a lap or two. Just starting from the outside pole position, Richter went to the top of the speed charts. He has given way and fallen back to third, and he's going to pit from third. Richter, a little bit of strategy here. He's going to come to pit road early to stop that battle between himself and Tyler Beeman. Look for Richter to pull the undercut. Bradley Beeman back here in the 92 machine. He's sitting 10th on the speedway. Jerry Isaacs just off in front of him. Bill Jett close behind, running in that 11th spot there out of turn number 9 into turn 10 now. Will any more of these drivers make it to pit road? Mike Randy Sr., Chris Dean, Jeff Sharp all come to pit road that time. This 3-train car, they're going to stay out on track as we cross that 20-minute threshold. 40 minutes to go. This is your closest battle on track, so we can stay right here with Jerry Isaacs, Bradley Beeman, and Bill Jett as they make their way up through the S's. Turns 2, 3, 4. Into turn 5, 6, and 7 right here in the bus stop chicane. There's 5, 6, and here comes 7. They're going to make their way off of there, or out of there and into the carousel. Turn number 8 right here at Watkins Glen as your race leaders all hit pit road this time by. Fenmore, Beeman, Perry, and Dorsey come to pit road. Tom Richter rejoined the track back in the 5th position. Gain off of coming to pit road just a lap or two earlier than his fellow competitors. We'll keep our eye on that. Chris Wold was down into pit lane for just a 15-second stop, so that looks like it is a pretty normal little stop there. Back to the front, though. Look at this man. Coleridge Fenmore able to keep the race lead, but Tom Richter snatches that second spot away from Tyler Beeman. He pulls the undercut and pulls it with style. Richter almost a half a second faster on and off pit road, but now he does have one lap older tires than the drivers that he is around. Fenmore on a rail. Richter now into second. We'll jump around once again once these green flag pit stops come to a complete cycle. Preem rising to the top at the occasion right here tonight from the Glen. Here in the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, Fenmore, Richter, Beeman, all chase competitors running in the top 3. Brian Dorsey, Christine, Mike Grandy Sr., Jeff Sharp, all right there inside of your top 10. You've only got, 7 out of your top 10 are chase competitors. Cole Gray, Chris Wold, and Eric Moore struggling here tonight, in trouble with the 32. He is leaving pit road once again after an extended stay. He's going to drop off of the lead lap now. He'll be listed second car off the lead lap. David Rogerson sitting in a lucky dog position should we have some miracle of a full course caution. I don't believe we'll see that happen here tonight. And just like that blink of an eye, we were talking about how close Chris Wold was to being into the championship round of 8. Now he is back on the outside looking in. Tyler Beeman with a huge run tonight. Let's talk about this driver right here. We'll get a little closer to the track as we talk about Beeman. This man right here on your screen, sitting in that 91 Mad Sim Racing hashtag Do It for Crank Ford Mustang. He came in tonight tail end of the top 12. Last place in the round of 12, has to have a huge night to try to continue his championship run. And that is exactly what he is doing at this point in time, running third on the track, gaining a lot of ground on his fellow competitors. We'll have to see how it all shakes down, but it looks like Tyler Beeman may just barely be on the outside, still looking in, may have to snatch that second spot away from Tom Richter if he's really gonna try to take that spot away. And I tell you what, but one mistake from any of these championship drivers is gonna change the whole complexity, the whole picture of the championship chase. I mean, that's it. 2 races and that's it. We move on to the round of 8. Last week at Chicago, we seen Finmore go to victory lane. He enjoys a 5-point lead coming into tonight, and he enjoys a 1.3 second advantage over second place Tom Richter. Another almost 3 seconds back to this man right here, the 91 of Tyler Beeman. So Finmore sitting in a very good spot here. Looks like we had a back marker going ahead and slowing down, letting the cars through. Gentlemanly thing to do there. Getting right on out of the way so the 91 can continue on. Jumping around the track back to a battle once again here. This is a battle for the 9th and 10th position on track. Jerry Isaacs has Bradley Beeman right behind him. Isaacs running well here tonight. Sitting in the 9th position on the track right now. And no, I say it each and every time, you haven't crashed. Or at least not yet. Jerry Isaacs with a fine run here tonight, up 2 positions from where he started tonight's race outside of the top 10. Now running in the 9th spot, the 37 of Dave Rogerson. He's starting to make his way back. Oh, big moment for Rogerson. He goes around, hard impact into the Armco barrier, coming out of turn number 9. That's going to spell trouble once again for that 37 machine. Man, the Boston Bruins, man, they sure are getting beat up here tonight at the Glen. Not something you typically see. Multiple incidents out of drivers here at the Glen. Usually it's a one and done incident, but fortunate enough for a few of the drivers kissing the Armco barriers slightly, bending the fenders just a little bit, but keeping it going on track. We've got a development closing in a ton. Coolidge Finmore loses ground to Tom Richter. Richter now under a second back. It was knocking on the door of almost 1.5 seconds, and there you can see that Cheerios Pillsbury Kroger Hamburger Helper 34 sponsored Chevy Z01 Camaro of Tom Richter has slowly gained the speed. I'm not sure if maybe Finmore might be stretching this thing, looking at some fuel mileage. Not sure what the crew chiefs have up their sleeves. Maybe just saving a ton of tires. The 21 going to keep it to the high side. He'll allow those top 2 drivers to continue their battle, as it is now the gap just 0.6 of a second separating Finmore from Richter. inching closer to the halfway point here tonight. 28 minutes into tonight's 60-minute timed event right here from Watkins Glen International Speedway. That's right, you're watching the Glen 60 on the Turn 3 Racing Network, the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, brought to you by Cyber Thunder Racing Leagues, right here on iRacing.com. Your race leader, your pole sitter, your points leader, Cool Ridge Fenmore, continues to keep Tom Richter at bay. Richter still has 2.7 seconds to play with. Back to Tyler Beeman. Beeman with a good advantage over Bruce Perry, Brian Dorsey, Mike Grandy Sr. Christine, Jeff Sharp battle on screen right here. Bradley Beeman just off behind them. Jerry Isaacs rounds out your top 10. Dean trying to keep that 7th spot away from the 19 of Jeff Sharp. Big struggle there for the 3 of Cole Gray. Under braking, got a little tail happy there. Tank slapping just a little bit. There you can see that 12 of Mike Grandy Sr. He's going to make his way by the 3 of Gray. Gray sitting back in the 15th position, listed off of the lead lap as we run. Just one lap down. We'll have to wait to see if that holds true or if Gray can turn the night around and turn his season around. Cole Gray, last driver coming into tonight's race, sitting in the top 8, sitting in that round of 8 by just 4 points. And he's got some drivers on the outside looking in with some fine runs here tonight so far. Tyler Beeman, Brian Dorsey, both of those drivers having a phenomenal run. Also, Chris Dean having a good run. He's knocking on the door of a top 5. So out of the 4 on the outside looking in, 2 of them in the top 5, 3 of them in your top 10. Battle for the top spot. Richter looks for the lead on the outside. Going into turn 2, 3, 4, the uphill chicane. Richter gonna go back to the point. Third different lead change amongst 2 different drivers, and now they'll run back down into the bus stop chicane. Will Richter get the break in time? Yes, he does. What a run through the bus stop chicane right there for Tom Richter. That was absolutely phenomenal. And while those 2 battled, look at that 2-second gap that they had over Tyler Beeman. Might as well go ahead and toss that thing right out of the window. 30 minutes remain halfway through tonight's race. Your top 3 under a blanket right here at the Glen. Big moment for Fenmore. Wiggles out of turn number 9, now back into 10. He's struggling with some grip here. You can see that one shimmying and shaking down the front stretch. Tyler Beeman looking to capitalize with the struggle out of that one. Fenmore dives it to the inside. Richter not intimidated at all. He'll stay the course. Keep it ripping on the high side back to turn 2. He's going to grab that spot and head up that uphill chicane as Tyler Beeman now looks to the inside of Fenmore. Advantage going to go to Fenmore before they head down the backstretch and into the bus stop chicane. Close battle now for second as Richter starts to separate himself from the drivers behind him. Ford looking good back there in 3rd, 4th, and 5th right now. Field, 2 Chevys at the front, dominating those top 2 spots all night long. It has been in that Chevy manufacturer's wheelhouse, and Richter continues to step away. Beeman struggling to get that blue oval around Fenmore. Fenmore with a good few corners right there. He was able to close back in that distance. Now he's the one on the high side keeping the momentum. He oversteps it, jumps the curb in turn 1. He's going to keep it powered down. He'll keep that top spot, or reassume that race lead is what I should say. 4th lead change here tonight from the Glen. Tyler Beeman now all over Tom Richter. He'll look to the inside for a moment, not going to pull it off. He'll stay back in third. Now follow Richter through the bus stop chicane. And now this is where it's going to get really interesting, ladies and gentlemen at home, watching from your TV, smartphone, tablet, maybe even your own computer, laptop, iPad. We're all over the place, all over the globe. We do appreciate you joining us here tonight for the Cyber Thunder Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, live from Watkins Glen International Speedway. These drivers have been absolutely on a tear pretty much in the entire race. Finmore and Richter back and forth at it. Tyler Beeman looking to try to make it into the top two. He's been knocking on the door all night long. Started in the fourth position, now running in third. Chris Wold starting to recover just a little bit. He's got himself back inside the top 15. Wold now runs 13th on the speedway, but he has got an uphill battle on his hands. Chris Dean, Brian Dorsey, Tyler Beeman, they are all running very well here tonight, all within the top 10. Man, it is going to get close. Eric Moore with some big trouble, though. Moore in danger tonight. Came in just 3 spots ahead of that cutoff line for the round of 8, but very close in the points. Still very close in the points. Should these drivers on the outside looking in have good races, and they are having great races at this point in time. So nobody really safe after you get to Justin Groves, I believe. Mike Grandy Sr., Tom Richter also securing his spot in the round of 8 by leading a lap. And Mike Grandy Sr., by running inside the top 6, secures his spot in the round of 8 as well. So 3 drivers already locking in their spot as we are winding it down. Just 24 minutes of racing left here from Watkins Glen International in the Glen 60 for the Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup Series. We're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. You won't miss any of the action as we go cyber side by side. trackside as we continue to watch some battles out there on the track. There you can see the three of Cole Gray trying to make up a spot on Dave Robertson. Gray being listed one lap down here tonight. Race leader Coleridge Fenmore, he's got to deal with Tyler Beeman now as Tom Richter has fallen off. Another off-track incident for Richter to the 34. Mows the grass again. He'll give up that second spot. He runs back in third. What a pace put down by these Cyber Thunder Racing League drivers right now. Racing.com, the world's #1 racing simulator. If you're looking for a great league to run in, you can check them out on the web. Just Google it, Cyber Thunder Racing. You can also check them out on iRacing.com as well as Facebook, Cyber Thunder Racing League. Big time shout out to each and every one of these drivers. And a big time shout out to my main man out there watching tonight, joining us. Jade, we do appreciate you coming in, spending some time with us here tonight as you are getting better. I know it's a little grueling and grinding, but it is what it is, my man. You're still here with us, and you kicked it, and yeah, we'll leave it there. Big moment for Cole Gray. Oh my gosh, into the inside wall, the 91 of Beeman and the 34 of Richter to pit road this time by. Oh my gosh, big moment there for Gray. Let's go back, check out what happened to that 3. Gets a little tail happy. There's the tank slapper, and boom. Passenger side into that Armco barrier. Oh my gosh, right back across the track into the other wall. That's going to spell some trouble for Gray. Back out front with your race leader, Coleridge Fenmore leads the field, dominating performance so far here tonight. He now has a huge advantage over Bruce Perry, Brian Dorsey, yet to come to pit road. Tom Ricker, Tyler Beeman, they have been to pit road. Mike Grandy Sr., Jeff Sharp, and Christine Bradley Beeman all to pit road this time by. Fenmore gonna stay out on the track yet another lap. He does not come right down pit road like we seen him do last time under the first round of green flag pit cycles. Fenmore gonna stretch this run on out. Bruce Perry, Brian Dorsey, they both come to pit road. Tom Richter will reassume a spot inside the top 3. Richter now runs in 4th, but he is on his way towards the front stretch as Tyler Beeman back behind him. And Richter's pit crew has been on point here tonight. Richter himself on point, getting on and off pit road. Beat Beeman by just about 0.2 of a second. Richter's pit crew just a little bit slower than Beeman's that time, but able to make up the spot by getting on and off pit road very well. Richter goes back to 2nd. This is going to be one of your closest, hot and heaviest battles on track, not just on the track, but for track position as well as they make their way back to the back marker. Mark Schrader right there in the 21 Dogecoin Toyota Camry. He'll make his way down the back stretch and into the bus stop chicane. Does he move? Not yet. Blue flags. Looks like he clips a little bit of the grass there through the chicane, and indeed mowing the lawn here, trying to stay out of the drivers on the lead lap, out of their way. He's going to do so. Opens the door for Beeman on the inside of the carousel. He'll pull dead even with Richter. Richter going to get the advantage back into turn 9. Coleridge Fenmore, your race leader to pit road. He's in his box. Service underway, waiting for the jack to drop. It's going to drop. He's going to make his way off of pit road. Fenmore up through the gears. Here comes Richter and Beeman. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Fenmore's going to be able to get up through the gears, already making his way through the uphill chicane. I believe he's going to come out somewhere upwards of a 3-second lead or more over Tom Richter. What a run by Richter, not necessarily known as the road course ace, but he is putting on a show here tonight inside of that Cheerios 34 machine. Heck of a run out there by Richter tonight. Maybe working a little magic inside of that Pillsbury Kroger Super 8 Cheerios 34. Oh, don't forget Hamburger Helper. Everybody loves Hamburger Helper. I don't think you're American if you haven't had a Hamburger Helper. I think everybody's had it. Even if your mom didn't have the box, if she made cheesy macaroni with beef in it, you've had Hamburger Helper. It may have just not said it on the box. I'm just saying. Not a lie. Paul Turner in the 4. He's going to make his way off of pit road and get back up to speed. The 4 struggling a little bit here tonight. Sits back in the 15th position. First driver 2 laps down as we continue to watch this battle on the track between Richter and Tyler Beaman for second and third on the track. Finmore out to a 5-second advantage with just over 15 minutes remaining here from the Glen. And you know, after this round of green flag pit stops has completed itself, we're going to take a little look at this lap count. Once again, race fans, just curiosity killed the cat, and well, I'm feeling frisky. 35 laps here tonight at the Glen in 45 minutes. That is quite a pace. Pole position here tonight, only a 1:13.53 race pace here tonight, 1:14.01 last time by. Oh my gosh, the 4 dead sideways in the track. Paul Turner in the 4 was dead sideways on the track. Finmore had a big moment and had to check up majorly. Lost over 3 seconds on that checkup. Now Richter and Beaman closing back in. They can see your race leader out front. It's time to chase that rabbit. Can he get the job done? Will Beaman or Richter get up there and battle Finmore for the race lead late in the going? My goodness, this is gonna be a big finish. I can feel something brewing. This is gonna be a 3-car battle very shortly, because Richter and Beaman, they are continuing to close that gap. Not a lot of real battles to speak of on the track. We'll go back to your next closest one for a brief moment, show you this one on screen. There you can see the 2 of Christopher Dean. He struggled a little bit off of the final corner, off of turn number 10 down the front stretch. Now the 92 of Bradley Beaman looking to close in. Nice entry to turn 1, keeps it nice and tidy off of the corner exit. He's going to close in even more on Dean. The uphill chicane, not really a place to pass. He'll keep it all throttled up and try to pressure that 2 and 2. A mistake trying to get the run here on the backstretch. There you can see that 2 wiggle a little bit. That's going to cost him some ground. Going to get in that draft. Wait for that dive to the inside. Will Beaman stay in 9th? Going to follow the 2 through the bus stop chicane one more time. And that's how tough it is to pass here at the Glen, ladies and gentlemen. You can have the speed and you can be there, but you've got to set it up. You got to know where you're going 2 or 3 corners in advance so you can try to set up the move to get yourself in that preferred position, typically on the inside lane, entering the corners. So you got to be careful about where you pick and choose to make your way and make your moves. Beaman gonna struggle to get by Dean, so we'll go back to the front of this field. These 2 drivers continue to close in on Finmore. They continue the battle amongst themselves as well. Tyler Beaman sitting in 3rd. Finmore continues to lead the race. Tom Richter leading the charge right here. He's got Beaman in tow. They're now just a 1.5 seconds back behind Finmore. Is Finmore saving tires? Bradley Beeman finally making that pass on Chris Dean for that 8th position. Patrick Stein passing Jerry Isaacs for 10th as we continue to watch this battle between Tyler Beeman and Tom Richter. On screen up toward the front of the field in your podium spot, 2nd and 3rd on the track. And just like that, Finmore has picked the pace back up. Finmore now opening that gap by almost a second in 1 lap. Finmore may have been playing it easy, playing it cool for a lap or two after a big moment. Having to get on the brakes hard and make his way around one of the back markers, sitting sideways on the track, coming out of turn number 9. Paul Turner in the Paul Turner coming out of turn number 9 in the Ford machine. There you go. I knew I'd get it right. Sitting sideways was Turner. Finmore had to check up big time. Tires were probably pretty angry about that, so it looks like babied him for a lap or two, let them get their life back in him, and now he's back on the gas hard. Last time by almost a full second faster than the drivers behind him. Last time by, Finmore ran a 1:14.28 to Richter's 1:15.18. This is your closest and only battle on the track. It is a battle for a spot inside the podium positions. Tom Richter has 2nd. Tyler Beeman wants it. Both of these drivers want to get up there and catch that rabbit. Coleridge Finmore, who has led the majority of tonight's race, continues to lead here. He'll walk away with the most laps led award. Once again, back-to-back racing events that Finmore is going to walk away with, or what seems to be with, maximizing his points. Last week at Chicagoland Speedway, Finmore took the pole position, led the most laps, and walked away with the race win. Can he sweep the points? Once again here tonight, only one more box to check off to complete that job. Finmore has less than 10 minutes to go. Back through the bus stop chicane, Tom Richter doing a good job keeping Tyler Beeman behind him. Beeman all over his rear deck lid trying to make the pass, but Richter not having any of it yet. He's going to continue on the track and continue to keep him right behind. We'll take an overhead backwards camera shot right here looking at Tyler Beeman. Ooh, Beeman a little bit loose there coming out of turn number 9. Now back into turn 10. Jeff Sharp has had some trouble in the 19 on the track. Sharp with issue. Championship drivers. Oh, big lock up into one that time by Richter. Look at Beeman close in. Beeman's on the inside. Will he force the issue through the uphill chicane? They are side by side. Look at that. That is beautiful. Side by side racing through the uphill chicane from Tyler Beeman and Tom Richter. My goodness, that was great. They're going to stay packed up, running with each other for 2nd and 3rd. Finmore starting to make his way into some more lap traffic, heavy lap traffic in front of your race leader. There you can see them all mixed up just in front of these two drivers who continue that battle for the 2nd spot. We'll jump back with your race leader, Finmore, as he's trying to make his way by the 43 of Eric Anderson. Anderson with a bit of a moment. He'll make his way by him, and now Finmore looking to step off into the sunset, trying to chase down Jeff Sharp and Chris Dean next on the list to be put one lap down here tonight. another battle for position off of the lead lap, but every position matters, every position counts, especially when it is a cutoff race in the championship. Chris Wold in the 32, he's had some good moments and he's had a few bad moments here tonight. Woo, big moment. Bob Rogerson yanks the car to pit road. Wold gonna take that 12th spot away. We'll jump back to this battle that has swapped spots once again. Tom Richter gonna take that second spot back away as Finmore has absolutely checked out as he made his way through the lap traffic. Finmore has that 5-second lead in hand once again. And a close battle between these two drivers right here. Tom Richter, Tyler Beeman putting on a show. Absolute clinic here tonight with just under 6 minutes remaining in tonight's Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. If you haven't already, look in the description. You can click the link or go ahead, write it down. www.w4wusa.org. Head on over to the Wheels for Warriors USA website. Check out all the great things that they are continuing to do day in, day out. A few missions already done and over with this year, and they plan on doing multiple more as this year continues to wind on down. Wheels for Warriors USA, helping vets 2 wheels at a time. On 2 wheels that time through the bus stop chicane was the 91 of Tyler Beeman. Big dive into that corner. He was able to make it stick, able to make it work. Looked like Richter backed out just a little bit, knowing that Beeman was going to somewhat dive bomb that corner entry. Richter going to give up that second position. He'll look to regain that spot here in the next coming laps. I'm telling you what, this championship chase is getting interesting by the minute. I can literally say by the minute, because the cutoff race comes when the clock strikes 0. Drivers are going to have to hope they've got enough points to secure themselves into the championship. And Tyler Beeman right now, he came into tonight's race 7 points behind Cole Gray in that cutoff spot. Gray back in the 19th position here tonight, so that is definitely enough to jump him, enough to jump Christopher Daniel as well as Eric Moore, right on the cusp of being able to jump Jeff Sharp. So that would put Tyler Beeman securely into the championship round of 8. But how about Brian Dorsey? Dorsey sitting just about 5 points out of that championship run. And Dorsey sitting inside the top 5 right now, running well. Running a lot better than some of his fellow competitors. Chris Wold, one of those drivers on the outside, looking in, struggling here tonight after an early great run, putting laps together. Chris Wold in the 32, now slotted back in the 12th position, sitting 1 lap down. We will jump around just a little bit to some of the other action on track, try to visit some of the drivers as they continue their way around the racetrack as the final 2.5 minutes remaining begin to click off the clock. Brian Dorsey right there battling with the back marker. I believe that's the 43 Ford Mustang of Eric Anderson, and indeed it is that petty blue on that Ford Mustang. Iconic right there to see that 43 scheme on a Ford. Tip of the cap to you right there, Eric. Great paint scheme, great livery on that car there. You can see that 39 machine make his way by Perry. Looking to close in now on Tom Richter. I don't think he's going to quite get there, but he is still going to try it. And Finmore, well, he's in another zip code. Once again, looks like he's going to sweep the points. 2 minutes remain here tonight. I think drivers will have right at about 2 laps left here tonight. threshold of pushing 3 laps remaining. Going to be very close here. Tell you what, race fans, let's take one more look here before it's all said and done. Just curiosity once again. 46, going to be close to 50 laps into tonight's race by the time it's all said and done. What a pace by not just your race leader, Coleridge Fenimore, but this entire field. Tyler Beeman, Tom Richter with some great runs, great battles. Since it has all dissipated and kind of fizzled on out, Beeman runs 3.2 seconds behind your race leader. This man right here on screen, Coleridge Fenimore, looks to sweep the points once again here tonight and walk away with back-to-back chase race wins. Driver sitting in second right now, Tyler Beeman with a fine run. Looks like this second place finish will put him inside the chase. White flag, final lap for Fenimore. Back to the driver running in third, just crossing the start-finish line. Driver out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. There you can see Tom Richter bringing that 34 home in a podium spot. Bruce Perry with a great run as well. Running right now in fourth, Brian Dorsey in the 9 machine. He'll round out your top 5. Last, Blue Oval in the top 5, and it is a Ford-dominated top 5. 3 out of your top 5 are Fords, but the fastest on the track is the man with the bow tie, looking to end tonight's race with yet another checkered flag. Fenimore off of turn number 8 down to 9 for the final time. He'll make the short run into turn 10, the final corner of the evening. Fenimore looks to take the top spot away once again, and it is gonna be in the bag. Coleridge Fenimore gonna cross the stripe with the checkered flag right here tonight for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, the Glen 60. 60 minutes of hardcore straight racing action. We've seen some great racing action between Fenimore, Beeman, and Richter. All 3 of those drivers putting on an absolute road course clinic here tonight. What a run we had. And well, race fans, we're going to step away for just a brief commercial break, get things set up for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. back at the completion of another great road course race here for the Cyber Thunder Wheels for Warriors Pro Cup USA, and we've got a congregation at the start finish line. Your podium drivers are all lined up. Let's see if we can't grab a few words with one of the drivers walking away with a podium spot here tonight. Let's see if we can grab and talk to that 34 of Tom Richter. It's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
Dave.
Hey, bro, how you doing?
I'm a little wore out after that one. 60 minutes around Watkins Glen. That one worked up a sweat.
A little wore out? You sure that's right? I would go with, like, massively drained.
Massively drained might be a better way to put it, Dave. That was some incredible racing with Tyler and Coleridge all race long, and good second place to Tyler and good win over to Coleridge as well. That was some intense side-by-side racing throughout the entire race, really.
Yeah, it's 60 minutes of straight racing with some great side-by-side battles between not just you and Fenmore, but you and Beeman as well, back and forth between all of you drivers. Great race all around. Walk us through what was going through your head there towards the end of tonight, side-by-side through the uphill chicane.
There was a couple of hairy moments. That was certainly one of the notable ones. But Dave, like, I've raced around Tyler forever, and I know that he's not going to put his car in a position where he doesn't feel comfortable doing it. And I knew that we were going to be okay going through there because I had Tyler to the right side of me. But going through there, I mean, you're just trying to grab a gear. You're just trying to get back to the gas faster than the guy on your right or your left-hand side. But doing that, the car wants to step sideways because we're out here on 20 lap tires, something like that. So it was a challenge for sure.
Well, I hope more races are challenges, because that was one heck of a race. Tom, congratulations on the third place finish here tonight. That's going to secure your spot in the round of 8 without a doubt. So we'll continue to watch you chase down the championship this season. So before we let you go from the track tonight, want to give any shout outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody on that 34?
Yeah, of course, Dave. I want to start off like I did, what was it, Chicago. This is 2 in a row, Dave. I want to start off like I did last week by mentioning my friend and fellow admin out here, Crank Bell. Crank is continuing to recover from COVID, and now he's on the up and up from that, and hoping to have him back maybe as shortly as even a couple of weeks. So Crank, if you're still watching, we miss you. We want you back. But you, Dave, for turn 3, coming out every Thursday night, dedicating it to us, all the drivers out here that run on a Thursday night with us, and most importantly, Wheels for Warriors as well. It's an incredible program that Jesse and Craig have got. We just did a benefit race from them. I think we raised somewhere in the range of about $600 for that benefit race, which is going to go to their next mission and their next presentation of a motorcycle and adopting a veteran at risk. And really incredible program that they got. So blessed to be able to work with Wheels for Warriors this entire season as the title sponsor for the Pro Cup Series, Dave.
Absolutely. Well, Tom, again, congratulations on the fine run here tonight from the Glen, and we'll see if we can't catch up with you a little bit more throughout this season.
Sounds like a plan, Dave. Thank you.
All right, there you have it. Final words from the driver walking away in third, right there front and center on the screen. That is the 34 of Tom Richter. Another driver with some crazy battles here tonight. That was the 91 of Tyler Beeman walking away in second. Tyler, it's Dave in the booth. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
Hey, man, I got to ask it first and foremost. Side by side through the uphill, really?
That's right. That was intense. Some of that was maybe accidental, just navigating lapped cars, and the final pass, which was kind of a nail biter through the bus stop. The final pass when I cleared Tom, that was completely navigating by that lapped car and losing my marker and panic braking, and happened to make it work. And of course, Tom's a clean driver, so yeah, it was entertaining.
Well, accidental greatness. That's a new phrase I think I'm going to use. Accidental greatness. Do want to mention this, Tyler. You came into tonight's race on the outside of the round of 8, looking in. You run second here tonight. You finished well above most of the drivers you were battling with. We'll have to wait for the points to actually come down and be calculated, but how are you feeling about your chances of making it into the round of 8 after a solid second place?
Yeah, this was very necessary for me. I'm a road racer, pretty heavily endurance racing, obviously in better handling cars than this, but I knew I would have a good run tonight if I stayed clean. I missed the grid last week, so I started the chase in a big disadvantage, dead last, I think, out of everybody that made it. So this P2 is a huge boost, and it's just going to be a matter of performing at all the different shape ovals from here on out and getting out there.
All right, well, Tyler, again, congratulations on the podium spot here tonight, walking away second on the track. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous?
Just the Mad Sim Racing team. Good performance out here. Bruce Perry finishing in the top 5 as well. MadSimRacing.com. Glad to have the Into the Apex on the car for this race and get a good finish because we're going to the Indy 500 on Sunday, Into the Apex podcast. Everybody check it out, IntoTheApex.com. Thanks.
All right, well, there you have it. Final parting words from the driver inside of that 91 Mad Sim Into the Apex podcast. Ford Mustang, and it looks like he may have moved on from the show already. Drivers checking out. That's going to lead us to this man right here, all alone on the track, and he was all alone at the front of this field multiple times, walking away with yet another checkered flag. Coleridge Fenimore, it's Dave in the booth. Got a copy? Looks like we may have a little bit of audio trouble there. Fenimore, you got us?
Yeah, you got me, Dave?
I got you now. There you go. You have to plug the cord all the way in.
Make a mistake sometimes.
Well, you might make mistakes in the post-race interviews, but you didn't make a mistake out there on the track tonight. How about that race, man? That was great. 60 minutes of some very close battles all throughout the race. How you feeling after that win?
Oh, that was fun. I would have to say that was one of the funner road courses I've ran, with the battles between me and Tom and me and Tyler, and between the two of them. That was just great racing all the way around. We hopefully we put on a good show.
You didn't. It was not a good show. It was a great show, man. That was honestly one of the best road course races I have seen out of the what some of us like to call the heavy tops, the 10 tops, the NASCARs. Much heavier than some of your road course racing cars, if you will, your GTs and things of that nature. But still, you were able to put the power down pretty much all night long. Were you playing with the gaps at all throughout tonight's race? Because it looked like you let them kind of reel you in a little bit, and then you would pick up the pace for the next couple laps.
I wouldn't say I was playing with them too hard. Like, I started to get a little nervous about fuel. I had about 2 laps left to go on fuel, so I was just a little bit worried about not making it if I pushed it hard. So I was playing with the gap a little bit, but their strength was showing, and they were catching me hard. So I had to make sure I didn't make any mistakes. And near the end there, I made one, but maybe near the middle, I made a little mistake, allowed them to gain a little bit, but then I settled back down and put some good laps down.
Absolutely, man. Well, Coleridge and Ian, again, congratulations walking away with yet another win. That's going to be your 8th win of the season. Great performance for you and that one crew here tonight. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home?
Shout out to Crank. Here he's doing better, so wishing him to get back to the track soon. I want to thank Wheels for Warriors and the program they have. We're happy to be having them sponsor us, so that's great. Dave, you and the Turn 3 always putting on a great broadcast. Always go back and watch replays. I want to thank my family and friends and my racing team. And thanks to everybody who makes this car go fast every week.
It certainly does go fast, and Coleridge, we will look to see if we can't catch up with you here in a week's time.
I hope so. We'll try and keep the momentum going here.
All right, there you have it. Final words from Coleridge Fenimore, who walks away with his 8th checkered flag on the season. That is what you call dominating performance. Heck of a job out there by Fenimore. He'll enjoy a little bit more track time and photo opportunities out there for a lot of the fans in the stands. And, well, another great one in the books here in the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series right here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. And it does sound like the producers have hit those buttons in the background. It's time to run down tonight's unofficial race results. Walking away with the top spot, yet another checkered flag goes to the one of Coleridge Fenimore. Tyler Beeman gonna slot home in second. Tom Richter right there in third. Close battles all over those top 3. Bruce Perry, Brian Dorsey, Mike Grandy Sr. round out your top 6. The 92 of Bradley Beeman slotting home in 7th. Chris Dean brings the 2 home in 8. Jeff Sharp in the 9th spot, and rounding out your top 10 here tonight, the 89 of Patrick Stein. Jerry Isaacs pilots the 51 home in the 11th spot. The 32 of Chris Wold finishes back in 12th. The 78 of Bob Rogerson comes home in 13th. Dave Rogerson right behind him in 14th. 15th spot tonight goes to Eric Moore. Eric Anderson brings the 43 home in 16th. Mark Schrader finishes in 17th. 18th spot here tonight goes to Paul Turner. The 3 of Cole Gray going to slot home in 19th. 20th spot tonight goes to Bill Jett. Dave Sanders will round out the field in his 77 machine. Very good runs by a few of those chase competitors on the outside looking in. Will it be enough to slot them into the round of 8 and continue their championship hopes and dreams? Cole Gray, Eric Moore may be out. Looking in, Chris Wold is going to get very close. Tyler Beeman may have got the job done. We'll have to calculate the points and see how all of it shakes out before we hit the track once again. So we will begin to roll up the cords. But as always, if you haven't already, toss these drivers a thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side to get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Closing in on the 2,000 subscriber mark, so smash on that subscribe button. Get the fans, friends, and family all to join in. If you've got kids, get them to join it too. Let's get Turn 3 up to that 2K mark on the subscriptions over there on the YouTube side of things. And once again, race fans, glad you could all join us. Stay safe, stay loved over the holiday weekend. Enjoy your Memorial Day. And until next time, stay safe, stay loved, my friends. We'll meet you in Turn 3.